Today's guest is Miss Kemoy Phillips. Miss Phillips was born in Portland, Jamaica, and now resides in Kissimmee, Florida. She teaches at UCP Charter School of Central Florida. In addition to her role as a teacher, she is an active member of several organizations, including Special Olympics, Jamaica Fellowship of Independent Baptist Churches, the Portland Patriots, and of course, the Jamaican American Association of Central Florida. Welcome to Community Chat.
My auntie feel my Portland counterparts,
Yes, indeed. Yes.
He's a welcome man.
All right. So you were born then in Portland, Jamaica, and you now live in Kissimmee, Florida. So first, what was life like in Portland?
Life in Portland, of course, it was the best parish in Jamaica. Her blue horns, each father come from that side. You just have a lovely beaches. The people there in Portland, I think it's they say that Jamaica it's like a family. I think Portland really embodies that concept of a family.
Yes.
I grew up in a time where it said it takes a village to raise a child, right? And so everybody within my community was, invested in the children's future, wanted the best for us. Anybody could see us and talk to us on the road, it was good. It was good.
Wow.
And one of the safest parish, yes.
Right.
We felt safe. We felt really safe growing up in Portland.
Oh, I love to hear that. I have to visit Portland, seeing as you and Mr. Witter are from there. Do you notice any similarities at all between Portland, Jamaica, and Kissimmee, Florida?
No.
Okay.
And so Kissimmee is quiet, right? So
Yes.
like Portland. So let me not say no. It is quiet. It's very different, and I guess it's a culture. It's based on culture. Culture difference. I often speak of this incident where I came out one morning while I was here, and I saw my neighbors, and I said hello, and nobody responded to me.
Wow.
That definitely not happened in Portland.
Yes.
And I was taken aback, and then I realized, you really don't see your neighbors, so that was really strange. And then they probably really didn't understand what I was saying because it's a total different language, So
Yeah.
it's I believe it's culture.
Yes.
Yes.
It's funny you say that. When I first moved to Florida, I felt like people were more friendly. People would wave at you here and say hi, because I came from New York, which we didn't do.
Yes.
But here they would say hello, and then I've noticed they're not so much as friendly as they used to be. Yeah. So you're currently a teacher, and I want to talk to you about that. And you teach at UCP Charter School of Central Florida. Please share with the audience your obvious love of teaching and why that particular school is special to you.
Okay. So I have to say big up to Shortwood Teachers College.
Yes.
A colleague of mine started a page where, she was inviting several of us to come on the graduating class of 2005 because next year will be our 20th anniversary. And I was like, wow. And, I started to think about my journey in education. So after high school, Titchfield High School, I did 1 year with the National Youth Service as a teacher's assistant in a primary school. I was like, this is not so bad,
Yeah.
This seemed like something that I really could do because my love, and it's still my love and my passion at the time, was hospitality management. But, I was like, let me try education. And so I went on to do education, and I'm going to use this as a stepping stone. 5 years and I'm out. I'm like, wow, it's 20 years.
Yes.
And it's one of those professions that you're in it not for the monetary gain,
Absolutely
but
not.
for what it does do, right?
Yes.
The lives that you're impacting, the lives you're shaping. It's the fulfillment you get when you see a past student or somebody walk up to you and say, "Oh, I hear you're a teacher." It's really fulfilling.
Yes, it
And
is.
give you a feeling of accomplishment.
Yes, I love
I,
it.
I had a incident, well, not an incident, a situation where I was having a new teacher's assistant, and she came to my class after doing her observation in other classes, and she said, "Oh, you taught that set of students." And she said, "All I heard in that class was, oh, Miss Phillips taught us that, oh, Miss Phillips taught us that."
I
And I'm
know.
like, oh my God. Just hearing that the students could relate to something they learned like 3 years ago, it really makes you feel accomplished and give you a sense of pride.
I know. I remember when I was teaching, my kids' parents would get mad and say, "My kid comes home and said, but Miss Edgel said so. Miss Edgel said this." And the parents would be like, "Well, I'm your parent." It's so funny. I know.
One parent told her daughter, "Okay, go home with Miss Phillips."
Exactly. Oh, I know. I can hear how you feel about your kids, and that's how we teachers feel. They're our babies. They're our kids. Like we gave birth to them. You know what I mean? It's really nice.
My population,
Yes.
because my population is an inclusion population. So
Right.
I have general education students, and I have students with special needs.
Yes, I
And
know.
it allows the general ed students, to be accepting and understanding of what it is to be special, what it is to need just a little bit more help.
Yes.
And how to it's basically teaching them at an early age, right?
Yes.
How to navigate life, dealing with all the different personalities and
Amen.
needs.
Yes, and I've had the pleasure of visiting your classroom, so I know how excellent you are with those babies. Thank you for all you're
Thank you.
doing. Now, you have many skills, and your skills and expertise led you to be an adjudicator, in pageantries and sports and visual arts for competitions all across Jamaica and internationally. And I can't wait to hear more about that.
Okay, all right. So when I left college, I was very involved from high school, growing up, very involved. The 4-H club, culture club, all of that. Went on to college, and I remember I started the Sagacious Optimist Club. I was part of the environmental club, all of that. Leaving college, going back home, there was, nothing for me to do. And so I heard of the JCDC, the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission. It was their time, where they were accepting applications for the various performing arts, all of that. And I loved performing arts. So I went to the office to find out what it is that they had and I could enter. And I'll never forget Lynette Richards at the time. She was in the office. She's a staff at the JCDC. And she said to me, "Oh, yes, you're doing this, you're entering this competition." And she's a family friend, somebody who, I trust and all that. She said, "Stand right here." And I was like, okay. And so I looked at it, I knew it was a competition, and I signed it. Not realizing what I was getting to, or, how much, the details, but it was actually the Miss Portland Festival Queen competition.
Wow.
And that competition impacted me so much that I decided, just to continue to give of myself in service to the organization and to that competition in particular. years after, even to date. And, I did all the trainings, all of that, and elevated to adjudicator.
Wonderful.
For Special Olympics now. I
Yes.
started working at the Randolph Lopez School of Hope in Port Antonio, and that's a school for special needs kids. And part of their program was sports, and I, again, because this is after school, this is not a part of the curriculum, I gave of myself as, a volunteer. And that year I was Rookie of the Year because I became so involved in the various sports competitions, and it has been upward since then, moving from Rookie of the Year, coach, coordinator, to being one of the ambassadors for Special Olympics, and having the opportunity to travel internationally with the team to their summer games. My first time in this country, the United States, was actually with the Special Olympics, Jamaica, the volleyball team. And it's amazing what some people will look at kids with special needs and say, oh, they can't do nothing, or what is this? But if you see them kids participating in them sports, it's amazing. It is amazing. They just need a little help. And I don't think the world understands, especially where Jamaica is coming from.
Right.
Because Ms. Joe, Mr. Winter, you would not believe that we participate in floor hockey.
I believe it.
We participate in figure skating.
I believe it.
Special needs. We participate in ice skating, roller skating, all of those things. And honestly, we don't have the facilities that, somebody would say, to train, for training. But we do it anyway, and we do it so well that we are known, on the international scene. They see Jamaica come in, and we're always in uniform. We're always in our gold and green, and I'm like, hey, everybody knows, everybody want to be, take a picture with us, all of that. It's again, it comes back to me being an individual and what it is that I can do to assist, what I can do to make my country better, to make myself better.
Wow. You have such a passion for young people, such a passion for those with special needs, and a passion for your country. So altogether, you can just hear it in your voice. That's excellent. So as a member, though, of Special Olympics and Fellowship of Independent Baptist Churches, and so much more, and now the Jamaican American of Central Florida, and the teacher to boot, you are very, very, very busy. So how do you manage your time, ma'am? Please tell us, miss.
Time management.
Yes.
Time management. And my mom always say, I do so much voluntary work. She thinks I do more voluntary work than, my actual job, my profession. And that may be true.
Mm-hmm.
That may be true. But this is it. I enjoy doing it. And so as long as I schedule my time properly, ensuring that I don't have conflicts, I'm fine.
Yes, indeed.
I am fine. When it becomes an issue, it's when, the schedule's not adding up. But, being honest with yourself as an individual and being able to say, oh, I cannot manage this, I can't take this on, but this is what I can do, that helps a whole lot.
Yes, it does. You're very organized, too. Now, you are an active member of the Jamaican American Association, and you serve on several committees, and you're always ready to help. Now, you just recently served as MC at our appreciation luncheon for our founders, Mr. and Mrs. Brown. I loved it. You were so much fun. So please tell us a little more about that event.
So, I just as a part of the events committee, right? The fundraising and events committee.
Yes.
And it is really, I'm honestly, I'm comfortable working in the background.
Right,
I'm
right.
comfortable working on the background. I don't really like to be, up front. And then I got a call from our Madam Vice President, and I'm like, oh gosh, oh
Yeah.
gosh, oh gosh.
No.
But, it's stepping out of my comfort zone. It's something that I have done in the past. I've never done it here before, and the fact that the committee had such confidence in me told me that, hey, yes, you can do it. We have a little joke going on where, because I initially when I said it, I was like, I'm shy.
Yes,
so we have a little joke going on right now.
I know.
Said, which part are you shy?
Right, that's true.
I was happy to serve in that capacity, and not just serve in that capacity, but serve for this particular function.
Yes.
Listening to everyone speak of Mr. and Mrs. Brown, and what it is that they have done for the organization, led me to know more about the organization and them as a couple, and saying, hey, there's still good people in this world. There's still people like myself who, willing to give back to Jamaica and, willing to bring people together and to bring our culture with them. So, I was very honored, and I'm not going to say I'll do it anytime again soon.
Yes, you are.
Going to shy away from, events such as.
Well, as a matter of fact, you were supposed to have emceed our event last year, the end of the year, the New Year's thing, and then you decided to go away.
No, that's not it. If you remember our events, we had to reschedule our event. A storm.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay. Yes, you're right. You didn't go away. You had already planned it. But we got you, and that's the important thing. But thank you for always being willing, and taking that extra step, just as you did today. And I know you're exhausted, because I am totally exhausted. After this interview, I'm going to my bed. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for stepping up as the contact person for the Jamaican American Association in today's Jamaica 5K walk, because Miss Dana had been doing it, but she had to go to Jamaica. So thank you again for last minute taking that on. Would you mind telling our audience about the walk today and what was its purpose and how much you enjoyed it? Hopefully you enjoyed it.
The Honorable or Consular General, Honorable Oliver Mayor, he started this program, I believe, in South Florida, a 5K to raise funds for various clinics or what persons may consider to be, it's not a clinic basically,
Right.
but the, the name's slipping me right now, the infirmaries in Jamaica. These are homes where, persons who are less fortunate, elderly persons or even younger persons who, need some help. They may be disabled or they may be orphans, they go when they get a certain age, or if they need help, it's a government institution. And so they decided to raise funds from this 5K walk. Now, I believe this program only took place in South Florida. And Honorable Peter Gracie wanted to take it out of South Florida to have, other areas included. And so I think this was our second year that it has been introduced to Central Florida.
Yes.
And we had 4 locations just to make it easier for, persons wanting to participate.
Yes.
So we had 4 locations, all coming out at 7 o'clock this morning, warming up, doing the 5K, the 5K walk, whether they walk. Some persons were running. I was like, hey,
Yes.
kudos to them. Yeah,
I know.
cheering, and just to bring, the Jamaican community together for
Yes.
a purpose.
Right.
And it was good. I do believe we had over 50 persons registering for the Orlando location.
Yes, there's quite a lot of us. Yes.
And we had a good turnout this
We
morning.
did.
It wasn't too hot.
Thank goodness.
Some persons had to get up before them wake up time, like myself,
Me
on a
too.
Saturday morning. But it was for a purpose, and I do believe, everyone out there has Jamaica's best interest at heart, and that's why they were there to do whatever little they can to give back to Jamaica.
Yes, it was very enjoyable. I actually had a very good time doing my 5K sit. It was really nice. But everything turned out.
When I left them, they were having a wonderful time, the food and
Yes.
all that. And they had hula hoop games
Yes.
and egg and spoon, and I saw some ladies dancing. I'm like, look at them.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
good.
it was really good.
Very, very, very good. Well, thank you for talking to us today. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Leave us with some of your final thoughts as we're at the hour. So leave us with some final thoughts for the audience.
Okay. I want to say to the audience, Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day. We celebrate our mothers one day of the year, but we need to celebrate our mothers every year, because without our mothers, we would not be here.
Amen.
I also want to say, do good. And when you do good, do it with the intention of doing good, not for what it is that you can receive or who will see you, but do good for the sake of doing good.
Yes, amen.
If that makes sense, but yes.
That's beautiful, and do it when people are not watching. Just do the right thing and leave the consequences to God, as a friend of mine always says. So let's all try to do that. Thank you again. Really nice talking to you. And as you say, happy Mother's Day to everyone. My mother is gone, but I love her still and always will. Yes. God bless mothers. It'll be the father's turn soon. Thank you, Miss Kemoy. God bless you, love, and thank you. Thank you for everything.
Sure, no problem.